Peace, blessings, much respect, much love. It's your boy, the Ghetto Guru, aka Shango, coming back with a second video of the day. Hope all is well with y'all. Hope you're having a great day, but I'm gonna get right into the title of the video. So this one is gonna be titled, "The same things that you dislike about yourself is exactly what's gonna make you famous and everybody loves about you." The same thing that you dislike about yourself is the same thing that's gonna make you famous, and that's the same thing why everybody loves you. Not just like you, but they love you. So what do I mean? So for those that grew up in the hood, urban communities like myself, if you don't notice, a lot of people like to crack jokes. If you ever was in elementary school, junior high school, whatever, or just growing up in the hood anywhere, you already know people like to crack jokes. Your mama jokes, or your father jokes, black jokes, light skin jokes, just all type of jokes, whatever. So you learn quickly how to have tough skin quickly and how to adapt to that, because when you're younger, that could be rough if you don't understand what's going on, and if you don't know how to have tough skin to be able to take that, because some of the jokes is going to be harsh. Kids is harsh, especially growing up in the hood. They'll make fun of you over anything: your sneakers, your clothes, your haircut, anything. They don't give a F. But why I'm saying that is because a lot of times in the hood, people get nicknames off of stuff that something that stands out about themselves. So take me, I'm dark skinned. A lot of people, there's different levels to being dark skinned, but so when I was young, I used to get snapped on a lot about, I used to hear the dark skin jokes. Oh, the people turn the light off in the classroom and be like, oh, where Cook at? That's my last name. Oh, where Cook at? They call me trash bag, a black ass, excuse my language, all that. I just gotta be raw and authentic. Black ass, tar, they called me before. Just all type of crazy names. So that's what I mean. So stuff like that. So when I was younger, I used to really, what's the right word? I used to feel embarrassed about that because, they was making me feel like that was a bad thing, like to be dark skinned and stuff like that. And it wasn't just me, it was anybody at that time. So that's just an example of myself. Some people in the hood, some people was in wheelchairs, because they had a disability, and people made fun of them of that. Some people in the world might have had one eye color, a certain color, and the other eye is a different color. People made fun of them of that. Some people had buck teeth. Some people had big ears, big head. There's many different things that people made fun of people, and people dislike those things about themselves sometimes. But they didn't realize that as they got older, that handicap or that thing that stood out about themselves that they thought was not normal and people made fun of them of was the same thing that people eventually started loving about them, or always loved about them. And it was also something that put them in the spotlight because of it. And let's look at it, Anthony Davis. Everybody knows him. What's his nickname? The Brow. He has a unibrow. And I'm pretty sure when he was young, people was making fun of him and clowning on him. I'm pretty sure he wanted to cut it. I'm pretty sure he never liked it. But this is what I'm saying. As he became older and playing basketball, and he grew up in his teenage years, young adult years, and into a grown man, that became his identity. And that became a part of his brand. You see what I'm saying? Thank you, God. Look at that. People was making fun of him about the unibrow, but guess what? That same thing people was making fun of, God was like, this is going to be the same thing why people love you. Now people at the game with fake unibrows and all this, they got the brow. That's part of his brand. His nickname is the Brow. He would never cut it now because it's his identity now. So we got to remember, sometimes God does things like that because that's a part of your identity, and that's going to make the difference of who you are and why you stand out. Take another example myself. My voice. I never liked my voice. When I was reading stuff out loud, when I was listening to myself rap or I recorded something, I had to listen to my voice. I never liked how my voice sounded. Always not. Even sometimes now I still be struggling to that, with that. I never liked that. So even when I was younger, people used to be like, oh, you speak real low, or they used to joke like, oh, Cook can't yell. He speaks so low. His yelling is when he talk a little louder. Like they was joking like that, and I never used to like my voice and stuff. But as I got older and the more vocal I became, a lot of people was like, yo, you got a really distinctive voice. You got a really nice voice. Your voice is calming. Your voice is very smooth. Your voice is very unique. You need to do voiceovers. And for years, I never took that in because I still was in the mindset of that I didn't like my voice. I was embarrassed about it whenever I did rap or I I recorded something in my voice, or I spoke on the phone or the radio, and I listened back. I always thought my voice sounded squeaky or it just didn't sound like it fit me. But again, to you, something may not look good, but to the average people, it's something that's going to make you stand out, and it's something that's a part of you and your uniqueness in the world. So you got to remember too that sometimes that's how God works. He's gonna put something on you. He's gonna put something in you or do something with you that you may not like and you might not ever like about yourself. But guess what? The same thing you dislike is the same thing why everybody in the world loves you. It's the same thing why everybody wants to get closer to you. The same thing why everybody wants to know who you are. Like I said, I give an example. My voice, my dark skin. Some people it might have been a handicap. There's people out there that was born with no legs and stuff like that. A different thing. They just have a torso. They don't have no lower body, and they might have felt, discouraged. They might have felt down in life as they grew up. But but they might have had the right support system, and they might have had the right people around them that pushed them in life to be whatever they wanted. Some of those people became great athletes. Some of them became great people that was in gymnastics. This is what I mean by the same thing that you think that you dislike about yourself that's holding you back is going to be the same thing of why you're being put in a position to show your word, your testimony. Because those people are very inspirational to me. To see somebody that has a disability like that and to be able to still put themselves out into the world and to become champions and gold medalists and stuff like that with things like that. And they're competing against people that have their limbs and everything and they still being those people. That says a lot. And that's what I mean. There's people out there that got, like I said, mismatched eye colors. They might have never liked that when they was younger because people made fun of them or they just thought they was weird. People stared at them. Those same people got modeling contracts. Those same people on magazine covers. Just like people with, I believe it's vitiligo. I think, forgive me if I said that wrong. But they might have not liked that, they had that going on with their skin and that their skin had all this different tones going on. They didn't look like everybody else. They might have been embarrassed. Those same people end up being models. Same people have been inspiration to others in the world to put yourself out there, to not worry about what others are going to say, to not worry about what you look like. Just be authentically you because you were made in that skin you were made in for a reason, and you have to be the example for the world to see. And that's why God did that in your life, because God is doing something bigger than you can even imagine. If you see those things that you dislike as a blessing, because those same things that they dislike is what put them now in the spotlight. Is the same reason why people love them. It's the same reason why people get inspired by them and motivated by them. So we got to remember those in times of when we get discouraged, in times where people maybe make you feel like something that's unique and different about yourself is something bad. We have to take time in life to develop and grow and get closer to God, the universe, and ancestors, so God can show you exactly why that is and show you that is going to be the very reason that you're going to be in the spotlight. That's the very reason that you're going to have a testimony to inspire others. That is the very same reason why you're going to be special in the eyes of not just people around you, but just in the eyes of the world globally. So we got to remember the same thing that you might think was a handicap is actually going to be the reason why you're in the forefront. And people are going to be looking up to you and why people are going to love you because of your character, because of your motivation, because of your dedication, because of your drive. You're not letting those things stop you. Those are going to be the same reason that people want to know who you are and want you to be a part of their brand and want you to be a part of their business and want you just to be in their life overall, because they need people like that to give them inspiration. So always remember that. The things that you dislike about yourself and your appearance is going to be the same thing as to why people love you and what's going to make you famous and put you in the spotlight. It could be, like I said, it could be a disability. It could be your voice. It could be your eye color. It could be your appearance. It could be the way you walk, the way you talk. You could have a list. It's many different things that, look at Mike Tyson, he has a list, but everybody knows him for that list because that's the same thing that made him famous beyond his fighting skills. That's the same thing that made him famous. So these are things that I'm talking about that we have to see as blessings in disguise, because that's a part of our identity. So the same things that people made you feel bad for, made fun of you for, made you feel embarrassed about, and you wanted to hide, is the same things that's going to give you a testimony, is the same thing that's going to bring you to the forefront, is the same thing that's going to make you who you are, and it's going to be a part of your brand and your identity. So always remember that, and always hold those things close to you and dear to your heart, because they make up who you are, and they remind you where you come from, and exactly where you, not only remind you, oh, it's a butterfly, not only remind you where you come from, but exactly who you are and why you had to be the one to go through this and be the, I guess you could say, the sacrificial lamb of others in the world that are going through those same things, but they just didn't have the courage like you to put yourself out there. So we also have to remember that too. A lot of times if we have something about ourselves that's unique or we dislike about ourselves, there's other people out there in the world that have the same things, but they don't have the courage to put themselves out there like you. So you have to be the one to go in the forefront to inspire those people to speak up, to inspire and motivate those people to be themselves in the world and not worry about other people looking at them or judging them because they have something different in their appearance or something different about their voice or something different in the disability that they have, because that's not going to hold them back. God is going to put them in the forefront because of those things so they can show the other world this is how you do it no matter what in life, and don't worry about what nobody says, because this is a part of your testimony and your identity of who you are and who you're meant to be in the world. Excuse me. So peace, blessings, much respect, much love. I love y'all. Always keep doing your thing. Stay goal-oriented, stay focused. And like I always say, whether we run, whether we jog, whether we sprint or crawl, because life is that hard sometimes. You can't run, you can't jog, you can't sprint. Only thing we can do is crawl to our destination. But like I always say, somehow, some way, we gotta make it to our destination someday. So peace, blessings, much respect, much love. I love y'all. Always keep doing your thing. And I'm gonna see y'all in the third video. Peace.